Okay, back to it's impossible to learn to plow by reading books. Yeah, there's a camera mic involved. So I went back and kind of looked at it again. I can tell that this is filmed diegetic, so it's diegetic sound. It's a film that the camera is actually capturing the sound from the camera mic. So it sounds distant, like it should, because you're getting the proportion between the sound and the camera mic. And you're also watching it and hearing it too. So it comes off as very real. I just found that out at 21 minutes and 28 seconds, because this scene was not overdubbed at all. I don't know if any of it was, but you know, I'd have to go back and listen to the commentary to find out that probably not, but who knows. But this scene right here definitely is the camera mic. I can tell by watching it, so it was not overdubbed. Probably that way with the whole film. All right, we're back, and it's impossible to learn to plow by reading a book. Richard Linklater. It takes 1 hour and 18 minutes and 47 seconds, or roughly, until Daniel Johnston speaks right here. And if you remember at the beginning, I got it wrong. Linklater was the one laying down in the poster, the movie poster. That's Daniel Johnston asking Richard Linklater what's on his shirt. So it's a good movie. It's a good movie. I fell asleep one time. But I usually fall asleep in movies now. Most all of them, I'll fall asleep and then I'll wake up. It could be different if it was in a movie theater and maybe I had some soda pop. Remember Jolt Cola? I still have Mountain Dew. Anyway, this is pretty good. It's a good movie. It kind of recycles, and what I really like about the movie is that he wears this green shirt and the blue jeans throughout most of the movie. It's a uniformed costume kind of thing. I like that. It also has kind of a existential kind of quality of watching someone doing the mundane things that people do. We do many mundane things. But then like there's a moment where, you know, he's like in his room and he's listening to like a narration, a recorded narration about his life. And then it'll skip to him maybe playing like pinball. And then it skips and he's like on a mountain and his snow's all around. And then he skips again and he's like playing pinball. And then maybe he's watching someone's dog, you know. It's triumphant. It's triumphant. It's a great piece of cinema. But that's Daniel Johnston. He passed away a couple of years ago on 9/11, on September 11th. Daniel Johnston is an iconic musical folk hero of Austin. And that's Richard Linklater. It's impossible to learn to plow by reading books. And I got to watch it for free. I fell asleep only once, so I'm gonna have to go back and watch the commentary. Cool. I'm gonna watch the rest of it. I've got like less than 10 minutes left. I don't know how much I fell asleep, but I fell asleep. It was like what? I know he's on like the fun work train, and then he goes somewhere else, and it's definitely worth the watch, man. If you're a film guy, if you like Jim Jarmusch or Richard Linklater, check out It's Impossible to Learn to Plow by reading books. By reading books, plural. It's impossible to learn to plow by reading books. Richard Linklater. Thanks for letting us watch it for free on YouTube. Under the True Time Interactive, 15,000 views. Pigtails. Kitty. Kitty. Come on. Don't bite. Kitty. Yeah, kitty. Yeah, yeah, kitty. Kitty. Oh, oh, got me. says kitty, kitty, I know. Kitty, I know. Kitty, I know. You're the kitty, I know. Yes, you're kitty, I know. Kitty, I know. Kitty, I know. Kitty, I know. Yes, you're kitty, I know. Kitty, I know.
Well, there's Kitty and Linda. Linda has to rest her thumb.
Yeah, cool.
It is 173,252 miles at 68 degrees Fahrenheit. That's what the speedometer says, 173,252 miles. It is March 30th. March 30th, 2023. Linda is resting her thumb. She is injured right now. I'm gonna get my tacos and drop food at your doorstep.
Thank you for choosing Jack Box. What can I do for you today?
4 tacos.
All right.
Thank you. I get 5, but they come in pairs. Looks like it's raining, and welcome to the Please Subscribe show. They're all the way from Florida. I thought ultimately that it is impossible to learn how to plow from reading books. So it's impossible to learn how to plow when reading books. It was good. It was Linklater. Everything changes when food goes in my mouth. But I noticed that there was a scene where he showed himself go back to his family's house, and they had like a get together, but he didn't really show what people were eating. And that's the one thing that I don't really remember a lot in the food. I mean, in his particular version of life, there didn't seem to be a whole lot of eating, but I have to go back and watch it because I fell asleep in it. But it was good. It was good too. I'm gonna get 4 tacos for $3.66. You know, there is a difference between the Protestant and the Catholic. I have to do a food. Protestant reminds the Catholic what he'll be looking at for the remaining of his time, for all of time. He'll be watching a lot of the Protestants eat if he doesn't get reformed and help people. There is a existential aspect of the movie. Meaning some of the sin was hidden in Linklater stuff. Not always in Jarmusch though, but he hides some of it. Probably because of his Catholic background. If he is Catholic, I don't know, I'm just guessing. The guy that I ran into, Art, his son was in Boyhood. And Art used to be Catholic and is still reforming even today. Even today he's reforming But it's still a movie, you know, nevertheless, it's still a movie. But it's a cathedral, just like a lot of movies are cathedrals. And Protestants, we build buildings, sometimes cathedrals, but they don't look the same as the Catholic cathedrals. And we talk too, to let you know that I'm real and you're real. I eat tacos and you eat tacos too. You don't always show it though. But he doesn't look the same as he did when he made, I gotta go, when he made, it's impossible to learn to plow without, it's impossible to learn to plow by reading books. What I was talking about was, it's impossible to learn to plow by reading books is the title of his film. And a cool moment in it though is when he meets up with Daniel Johnston, and Daniel Johnston offers him one of his tapes, and he offers him, you know, the title of his movie, which is on his shirt. You know, the shirt that he's wearing when he meets Daniel Johnston says, "It's impossible to learn to plow by reading books." And Daniel Johnston's giving him, you know, his tape. And then he goes and listens to it and fast forwards and rewinds and fast forwards and rewinds, which I thought was a little bit demeaning and funny. And how people are, they're demeaning and funny. They hint to things. You know, what about if you just tried to be good and kind in a film? You can't just do that because we're not always good and kind, but you can certainly try. It was a dang good, you know, student film slash film. You know, you could call it maybe a student film. And there's some good moments to it, and it's funny. There's some moments to it. It's originality. Is it better than Slackers? In some ways, yes, and in some ways, no. Those are the two that I like now. I like Slacker. I know it's Slacker, okay? The problem with the Catholic, and I'll get to the Catholic, is that they have to have things a certain way. But let me tell you something, so does hell. When you get to hell, they're going to have things a certain way. You're not going to like that. In heaven, all you have to do is love Jesus. That's all you have to do in heaven, is just love Jesus. Regardless. The two I like is Slacker, okay? For all the English majors, Slacker. And I like, it is impossible to learn to plow from reading books. Anyway, listen, if we go to any of these events and stuff and you correct me, I might get a little grumpy with you. Just let it ride, is what I'll say. I believe, personally, there's a reason for every mistake. And you don't see a lot of mistakes in cinema. I think that's one of the problems. I think we're still in the early ages of cinema. We don't understand it. Not even Coppola, not even Scorsese, not even Bergman, not even Salvador Dali. All the greats, right? Not even Schnabel, whatever his name is, Catherine Bigelow. You can keep on talking over and over, right? Not even Jim Jarmusch. Because they don't show the mistakes always. And what's wrong with showing mistakes? Why can't that be a gesture? You know, we say the wrong thing sometimes. You ever said the wrong thing? Let me ask you something. You're like, well, that's not real to life. That's not real. No. Have you ever said the wrong thing? The wrong thing that you meant to say something else and it came out wrong? Has it ever happened? Sure it has. Why doesn't it happen in cinema? You see what I'm saying? Everything's so planned and choreographed. Well, you know, there's nothing more beautiful than just the realistic moment, the present moment in life, you know? And we say the wrong things sometimes. We're not always perfect. We don't always get it right, you know? It's so important to get it right, you know? Adam runs his mouth. Adam the Woo's great. But he tries to get every single thing perfectly. Now, he does make some flubs, and those are the things I like to watch. Why do we have to be perfect, you know? It's not all cinema. That, you know, I mean, there is cinema quality to vlog. There is cinema quality to doing this. You know, we learn from every style of art.